Carowinds hates spoilers. So instead of listing out every thrill you'll find at the park, we're going to just list off your reactions, in no particular order. Screaming, splashing, smiling, saying you're not nervous, being nervous, getting a second funnel cake, closing your eyes, opening them, closing them again, and having the best time ever. So sit back and enjoy the ride at Carowinds, including 4 new classic rides in the new county fair.
For a limited time, everyone pays kids' price. Only at Carowinds.com.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, it's Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and it's Monday, January 10th, 2011, and welcome to No BS Job Search Advice. Excuse me for starting a little late today. Computer malfunction. Couldn't get the phone number to dial in on. Good lesson for me here. So I'm starting just a little bit late, but we have a lot to cover, and I just want to remind you that No BS Job Search Advice runs every Monday morning at 9 a.m., except when there's a national holiday in the U.S. like there will be next week. So next week we won't be on. We'll be on the following week. And let me just ask you, does this sound like you? You know, every morning you go to your computer, log on, check your email, search the web for new jobs on the boards, maybe go through your inbox for stuff that's involved with your, what are they called again? I'll remember the term in a second, but are you basically waiting for jobs on the job boards to be listed, maybe send out a few resumes, write a few emails, and just basically sit back and wait? Is that the way you're starting your day? A lot of people do that. And frankly, it's a small piece of your job search strategy that should be really worked on the job boards in that way. And I want to be clear, in that way. Because, yes, you should be responding to positions that fit your background and firms that are hiring. But there's some other things that you could be doing to try and find work for yourself. And frankly, I know you know the term networking, and everyone tells you to network. But for most people these days, networking basically involves 2 things. One is, getting back in touch with people that you know and see if they know of anything. And once you've exhausted those, people go on LinkedIn and try and connect with everyone, and they think that's networking. But I want you to think in terms of a different form of networking, which is purposeful networking. And to start by thinking about what the ideal role is for yourself. What that kind of job would look like, and who tends to hire people like you. I know you know that, but start by thinking in that way. And then from there, jot down a list of organizations that use people with skills like yours that kind of fit that profile organization that you'd like to be associated with. Create the list and then figure out who the people in that organization are that could provide you entree. Now, here's where LinkedIn and Google come in very handy. LinkedIn provides you entree or connections to people that you may not know directly, but through your contacts there might be able to get an entree to. So I'd like you to think in terms of connecting with some of those folks as well, and look toward how you could use your relationships to get in touch with people at your ideal firm, at organizations that you'd like to be associated with, because they hire people like you. They're an ideal profile organization for you. Things like that, instead of just sending out your resume and praying. Don't get me wrong. Prayer is a good thing. It's something I do with some regularity. But your goal is to get yourself in the door and have an opportunity to connect with people at organizations that hire people like you who could, frankly, satisfy your goals and objectives. So, your goal has to be to get to these people and to think in terms of connecting with them and using the social media and Google to provide you with entree. So with that in mind, here are a couple of jobs that I'm trying to fill, and maybe you could point me to some folks who fit this kind of background. who might be helpful to me and who might satisfy clients of mine. So most of these are going to be technology roles, and I have, to start off with, a couple of roles for people in program management with business intelligence and data warehouse background. The first one's based out of either Fort Lauderdale or Los Angeles for program managers, ideally with some consulting background, but also have experience in the utility industry. These folks are going to wind up providing consulting services to clients in those areas, so they want them local. There might be a need for travel, and that's going to pay up to about $130. I also have a regional program manager, a person with a background in BIDW who's going to cover the eastern United States, who comes out of consulting, has retail domain experience, previous consulting somewhere in their background, and again, we'll pay to about $130. A job in New York, must have a financial services industry experience, particularly with trading, again going to $130. And